Hey, I'm doing really good. Happy Hanukkah.
Am I okay? I'm not Jewish. Am I okay to say Happy Hanukkah? Am I in that?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay,
Anybody
cool.
can wish anybody a happy Hanukkah.
Awesome, man. Happy Hanukkah to you. What day are we on now?
We are on the first day, man. We're on day one. We got 8 crazy nights ahead of us.
I'm looking forward to it. Now, you're doing something interesting over there. You are kicking off with Major League Dreidel. Is that
Yes,
right?
sir.
Now, this only happens during Hanukkah, or what is this all about?
Well, to be honest, when I first came up with the idea for Major League Dreidel, I thought that it was going to be fixed within the 8 nights of Hanukkah.
Right.
Basically nobody really spins the dreidel other than those 8 nights out of the year. However, now that we've been doing this for a few years, and these Major League Dreidel MLD tournaments, are sort of spinning around the country, dreidel season, which once was just limited to 8 days, is now starting in November. It's pushing into January. So, maybe next year or a few years down the road, we could be spinning dreidels, when the Yankees go down to Florida for spring training.
You might have to start up a summer league, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We're speaking with Eric Pavoni. He is the Knishioner of Major League Dreidel. Tell me how one dreidels.
Well, the game dreidel is an ancient, traditional Hanukkah game, and dates back to the 2nd century. It's remained relatively static since then. And frankly, it's a little boring. Not much really happens in the traditional game of dreidel. So what I did was sort of put a modern spin on this archaic game and made it more exciting and dynamic for adult spinners and spinners of all ages, really. And we put the emphasis on the word spin. We look for the best spinner of a dreidel, the person that could spin the dreidel the longest in a confined space. So what we did is we created the first ever dreidel spinning stadium called a spinagogue. And that's where all the winning, spinning, guilt, and glory takes place. And we have MLD referees. They have spinometers that keep your time of spin. And as the spinagogue spin zones get smaller, it gets more difficult, obviously, to keep your dreidel spinning longer than your opponents. But that's Major League Dreidel. The traditional game is really a very basic gambling game.
It's a I didn't even know that. The Dreidel's a gambling game?
Oh yeah. The traditional game, for those people that can't visualize what a dreidel looks like, it's a little top. It has 4 sides. Each side has a different Hebrew letter on it: Nun, Gimel, Shin, and Hey. And those letters correspond to actions within the gambling game. So essentially, when it lands on one of those 4 letters, you have to do something. If it lands on a Gimel, you win the entire pot. That's what you want. You want a Gimel.
Okay, and so when you guys get together for Major League Dreidel, is it essentially a big gambling drinking thing? Like, is it like Vegas?
No. See, what we did with Major League Dreidel is we really stripped down the traditional rules. Major League Dreidel is no longer a game of luck or chance, which the traditional game is. There's no skill involved whatsoever. One of 4 things happen. You have absolutely no control over those things. Major League Dreidel is not about luck. It's about skill. And really, who is the most talented spinner of the top? And there's many strokes and styles of how to spin a dreidel. People have different philosophies and, trying to get the longest spin time possible.
We're speaking with Eric Pavoni. He is the Knishioner of Major League Dreidel. MajorLeagueDreidel.com is the website. I mean, it just sounds like it would be a lot of fun. What do the people do? It sounds to me like there'd be like 20 guys and there would be 1 spinner. What do guys do when they're not spinning?
Well, check it out. I mean, last year we had 124 spinners from around the country come to the New York City tournament at the Knitting Factory, where it is again this year in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. The Knitting Factory, again, will host the tournament. And we have people flying in from Hawaii, Michigan, California, people that want to come spin in the New York City tournament because, that's where Major League Dreidel sort of was born and, where we think the best spinners are. So a lot of people come here to spin. But really, it's no different than any other sporting event. I mean, there were almost 500 people at the Knitting Factory event last year, and it's quite a spectacle. We have spinagogues set up, And it's kind of like a boxing match to sort of like paint a picture for people out there.
Yeah.
You get the spinners who really get into it, and they have awesome names, very witty, puntastic names like Jimmy Gimmel, Spindiana Jones, Oscar de la Minora, Ula Laka. These sort of, having a good MLD name is sort of half the battle. And they also get dressed up. Like, for instance, Oscar de la Minora, wears a boxing robe and shorts and gloves and, comes in with his entourage, gets to the synagogue, he's very intimidating, to the opposition. But the two guys or two girls get up there and spin against each other at the synagogue. MLB referee, says, hey, I want a good, clean match. And then they get right to it. And it's no joke. The crowd sort of gets behind their spinner of choice, and, they're chanting, and it's just like any other sport. Nerves play a big role. Your fingers start to sweat. Your pointer finger muscle might cramp up. Your hand might start to shake, and that can really throw you off.
It sounds like an awesome. You got some stuff on YouTube there, right?
Oh yeah. We got tons of footage, and we also have a ton of other games too. Major League Dreidel is sort of the competitive game, but we came up with Dreidel baseball called Spinnings, Dreidel skee ball. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the sort of boardwalk arcade game skee ball.
Yeah.
But we came up with a game called Target Tops that sort of mirrors after skee ball, and we're actually launching 2 new games this year. One is called Geld Roulette, which is actually sort of paying homage to the traditional game. Like I said, the traditional game is a gambling game and quite boring. Well, we made it more of a fun gambling game because there's more possibilities and variables and more fun and exciting things to bet on. And then there's Target Tops, which is this new game, not like the skee ball game. It's sort of the table version. It's an 8 feet long by 30-inch table, and it's sort of a combination of curling, shuffleboard, and beer pong, but for competitive dreidling.
It just sounds like I said, from an outsider looking in, I mean, me not being Jewish, I could see how some people might be a little bit saying, oh my gosh, they're making fun of the Jewish religion. But it sounds like you guys are doing a great job of kind of understanding it all and having fun with it all while embracing some of the heritage. So good on you for that.
Yeah, thanks. You're right. There's also, it's a lot of fun, obviously, and, the puns and the different games are great. But to be honest, Major League Dreidel, can do some good as well, and sort of open the eyes to people that, may not know what Hanukkah is or what a dreidel is. Or, for those people out there that, may have lost touch with their Judaism or never were in touch with their Judaism, this is a great modern way to sort of, find that, link. And, whatever they get out of it, and, it puts a smile on my face. And another thing, too, is that people don't play dreidel. I mean, up until we started this thing, dreidel was sort of reduced to a Hanukkah icon, just a Hanukkah holiday imagery, sort of like a Christmas tree, I guess. The dreidel sat on the table as a decoration.
Right.
My mom used to put dreidels on the latke platters that she made, the potato pancakes. But no one ever picked up a dreidel to spin it because it wasn't really fun. So now, I like to think that Major League Dreidel makes it possible for families and friends to have Hanukkah parties and actually really have a good time spinning the dreidel. Do it at Hebrew schools, do it at your synagogue. That's sort of the sentimental aspect of it all.
Well, good for you, man. I'm really happy to see this because, like I said, I think that there's enough dogma in the world that we don't need any more of it. And so good for you guys for having some fun with this. Congratulations. It's MajorLeagueDreidel.com, the big event. I believe it's December 9th, I read somewhere. If we can head down.
Correct, yep.
So we'll wrap off over at the Knitting Factory in New York City. We'll all take a big bus trip from here in London, Ontario, and get down there for you.
That's great, man.
All right.
I will be waiting for you.
All right, man. Listen, thanks so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.